At a state-of-the-art conference center in downtown Washington, D.C., known for its sleek glass facades and modern interior, the stage was set for a meeting that many believed would mark the dawn of a new era in American leadership. The hall, lined with polished granite floors and bright LED lighting, buzzed with anticipation as influential figures from the worlds of politics, business, and technology gathered. At the center of this event were two men whose reputations and approaches could not be more different: former President Donald Trump, ever the stalwart advocate of traditional business acumen, and Elon Musk, the son of tech titan Elon Musk, representing a younger generation with a penchant for disruptive innovation. In the minutes leading up to the event, the room filled steadily with reporters, industry leaders, and government officials. There was an electric mix of curiosity and solemnity as the audience understood that they were witnessing more than a mere formal introduction. They were about to observe the convergence of experience and futuristic vision. The security detail and support teams moved quietly yet purposefully, reflecting the significance of every moment in what was to be a carefully choreographed dialogue. Donald Trump arrived with his signature confident stride, his tailored suit and distinct hairstyle marking him as a figure well-versed in the art of American politics. As he walked through the corridors of the center, each step resonating with decades of executive experience, his mind was already racing through potential talking points, discussions of economic revival, international trade policies, and the steadfast values that have long defined the nation's success. Trump's presence was an unmistakable reminder of a bygone era when leadership was defined by bold proclamations and unwavering traditionalism. In a quieter section of the atrium, Elon Musk observed the unfolding events with a blend of relaxed poise and keen interest. Dressed in a smart modern suit that combined classic lines with subtle contemporary accents, Elon embodied the spirit of a generation that values both innovation and adaptability. Though his demeanor was calm and confident, his eyes darted around the room, taking in the sleek design of the building, the high-tech gadgets subtly integrated into the decor, and the expectant faces of those present. For him, the encounter was not merely a ceremonial handshake. It was a gateway to exploring fresh ideas and establishing connections that could redefine the future of American business and technology. As the clock struck the appointed hour, the main doors of the conference hall swung open, drawing every eye towards the entrance. The murmurs of anticipation quieted into respectful silence as Trump made his way in, flanked by a retinue of advisors and security personnel. The air was charged with a sense of historical gravity as the former president's presence filled the space with familiar energy, a blend of assertiveness and the weight of past triumphs. The room seemed to pause in collective awe, absorbing the moment as an emblem of America's complex blend of legacy and modernity. Moments later, Elon Musk made his entrance from the opposite side of the hall. Unlike Trump's commanding procession, Elon's arrival was marked by a more understated yet no less impactful presence. Accompanied by a small team of young professionals, he greeted colleagues and exchanged brief nods with the media, his smile hinting at both enthusiasm and a readiness for change. As he advanced toward the designated meeting area, the ambience shifted subtly. Where once formalities had prevailed, now a palpable excitement for potential collaboration began to emerge. Both men finally converged at a round table set in a semi-private zone of the conference center. The table, laden with digital tablets, confidential dossiers, and state-of-the-art laptops, symbolized the merging of the old guard with cutting-edge technology. With a meticulously planned handshake that spoke of protocol and mutual respect, Trump and Elon acknowledged the importance of the moment. Their eyes locked briefly, a silent exchange that conveyed both admiration and the unspoken challenge of reconciling tradition with modernity. The handshake, firm and deliberate, encapsulated the beginning of what might be a transformative dialogue for American leadership. Following the ceremonial introductions, a seasoned moderator took the stage and laid out the agenda, a discussion centered on economic policy, national security, and the infusion of technological innovation into government and industry. Both Trump and Elon understood that every word exchanged that day carried weight, not only for their personal legacies but for the future direction of the country. As each participant settled into their seat, the atmosphere shifted from formal ceremony to an earnest conversation about the challenges and opportunities facing America. From the outset, Trump articulated his vision for a strong, stable economy anchored in proven principles. Drawing upon his extensive experience in both business and politics, he emphasized the importance of established methods and the need to preserve a sense of order in turbulent times. His rhetoric was underscored by decades of familiarity with the ups and downs of the American economy, and he spoke with a measured conviction that resonated with the traditionalist segment of the audience. Elon, on the other hand, leaned into the modern spirit of innovation. He proposed a vision where rapid technological advancements and agile methodologies would drive growth. "We live in a world where disruption is the norm," he remarked, his voice carrying both optimism and a challenge to the status quo. For him, the meeting was a chance to propose bold new initiatives that would leverage digital transformation, data analytics, and sustainable technologies to create a forward-looking economic framework. His words, though softer in tone than Trump's assertive style, carried the promise of fresh ideas and a break from the past. In that pivotal moment, as the two men faced each other across the table, it became clear that the meeting was not merely about personal ideologies but about forging a path for America that bridged the gap between tradition and progress. The room buzzed with an undercurrent of possibility, a promise that despite their differences, these leaders might find common ground to steer the nation toward a new horizon. The first meeting, rich with symbolism and expectation, set the stage for what would become an ongoing dialogue between the forces of time-tested practices and transformative innovation. In that charged atmosphere, every gesture, every nod, and every carefully chosen word was a testament to America's enduring ability to adapt, evolve, and ultimately, to unite under the banner of progress. Following the formal introductions of the previous session, the conversation shifted decisively into the realm of ideas and policy. Seated at the round table in the conference center's negotiation room, Donald Trump and Elon Musk embarked on a detailed discussion that would lay bare the competing yet potentially complementary visions for the nation's future. The mood, while still respectful, began to open up as both men stepped beyond the customary rhetoric to discuss economic strategies, technological advancements, and national priorities. Trump opened the dialogue by focusing on the importance of economic stability. Drawing from his long tenure in business and government, he argued that a steady, predictable economic policy was essential for prosperity. "Our economy must rest on the bedrock of proven principles, supporting small and medium enterprises, protecting our domestic industries, and maintaining strict oversight of financial flows," he asserted. His speech was interwoven with references to successful past initiatives and a clear message that abandoning time-tested methods could lead to unforeseen consequences. Every statistic and historical example he mentioned underscored his commitment to a stable, controlled environment, one that had served America well in previous decades. Evan countered with a perspective firmly rooted in the fast-paced digital era. He noted, "In today's world, the pace of change is relentless. Relying solely on traditional methods might leave us trailing behind global competitors. We need to foster innovation, invest aggressively in research and development, and create an ecosystem where startups can thrive." His points resonated with a younger tech-savvy audience, as he highlighted success stories of high-tech companies that had reinvented entire industries. His argument was clear: while stability is important, so too is the flexibility and dynamism that come from embracing new technologies and business models. As the conversation advanced, it quickly became a spirited exchange of ideas. Trump, with his characteristic directness, interrupted at times to emphasize that rapid, untested reforms could be dangerous. "We cannot simply gamble with the nation's future on unproven methods," he cautioned, stressing that his approach was grounded in decades of practical experience and a deep understanding of market cycles. His tone was firm, and his remarks carried the weight of a leader who had navigated turbulent economic waters before. Evan, undeterred, pointed out that calculated risk was inherent in any meaningful progress. "Innovation requires us to step out of our comfort zone," he argued, his voice rising slightly in passion. "Without taking bold steps, America risks falling behind emerging global powers that are already integrating artificial intelligence, renewable energy, and digital transformation into every facet of their economies." His perspective was not merely theoretical. He cited real examples of technological breakthroughs that had reshaped industries and created entirely new market opportunities. To him, the future demanded an agile response, one that could pivot quickly as new challenges and opportunities emerged. The discussion soon turned to issues of national security and foreign policy. Trump was unequivocal: safeguarding American borders and maintaining a robust defense was non-negotiable. "Our nation's security is paramount," he stated, "and a strong military presence, along with firm policies, ensures that our citizens remain safe." His arguments were laced with references to long-standing defense strategies and historical conflicts, projecting an image of unwavering resolve. In his view, traditional military strength and geopolitical caution were essential to protect national interests in an increasingly complex world. Evan, while acknowledging the importance of security, proposed that technological innovation could also play a transformative role in defense. He suggested that modern cybersecurity measures, advanced surveillance systems, and digital intelligence gathering could revolutionize how America defends itself. The battlefield has expanded beyond physical borders, he observed. In this era, cyber threats are as real as traditional ones, and our defense mechanisms must evolve accordingly. His ideas drew nods from many of the younger strategists in the room, who saw a future where digital fortification would be as crucial as conventional military might. Another significant aspect of the dialogue was the role of government in nurturing business innovation. Trump reiterated his belief in free market principles and minimal government interference, arguing that a laissez-faire approach was the best guarantor of economic vitality. He emphasized that American entrepreneurs had long thrived on minimal regulation and the freedom to take calculated risks. In contrast, Evan advocated for a more proactive governmental role, one that would include targeted investments in research and development, tax incentives for tech startups, and strategic partnerships with private enterprises. We need a collaborative ecosystem, he contended, where the government not only facilitates but also actively participates in pushing the frontiers of technology. His proposals hinted at a future where state-sponsored innovation could become a cornerstone of American competitiveness on the global stage. Throughout the lengthy discussion, the differences between the two leaders were evident. Yet, amid the fervor of debate, there were moments when their ideas converged. Both agreed, for instance, on the necessity of modernizing the nation's infrastructure and improving digital connectivity. They explored how integrating advanced technology with traditional public works could create safer roads, smarter cities, and a more efficient transportation network. In these moments, the dialogue shifted from confrontation to a shared vision of progress, one where stability and innovation could coexist. As the hours passed, the formal setting of the conference room gave way to an atmosphere of earnest brainstorming. Detailed proposals were sketched out on digital whiteboards, and expert advisors from both camps contributed ideas on fiscal policy, technology implementation, and national strategy. The lively yet respectful exchange of opinions underscored a growing recognition that, despite their divergent starting points, a balanced approach might be the key to unlocking America's full potential. In the end, the session was not merely a debate but a comprehensive exploration of the fundamental challenges facing the nation. Both Trump and Evan left the table with a clearer understanding of the stakes involved and the realization that melding old and new could forge a path toward a more resilient and innovative America. Their conversation laid the groundwork for further collaborative efforts, setting the stage for a national strategy that integrated the best of both worlds. What began as a constructive dialogue soon gave way to a more impassioned debate, as the divergent philosophies of Donald Trump and Elon Musk became starkly apparent. In the polished negotiation room of the Washington Conference Center, the atmosphere shifted from cordial discussion to a clash of ideologies. Here, amid flickering digital displays and the hum of anticipation, the two men found themselves grappling with the challenges of reconciling deeply rooted traditions with the disruptive force of innovation. The first major point of contention arose when the conversation turned to business regulation and taxation. Trump maintained that the current regulatory frameworks, established over decades, provided the necessary stability for economic growth. We cannot afford reckless experiments with our economy, he declared firmly. Our fiscal policies must be anchored in the time-tested principles that have kept America prosperous. Sudden, radical changes can lead to chaos and unpredictability. His argument was underscored by numerous historical references and statistics drawn from his own years in leadership, painting a picture of caution and incremental progress. Evan, however, saw things in a completely different light. With a clear belief that the digital age demanded a radical rethinking of economic strategy, he countered, traditional methods, while reliable, may not suffice in today's fast-changing landscape. If we are to remain competitive on the global stage, we need to foster an environment that embraces rapid innovation and risk-taking. His voice, laced with both determination and youthful audacity, challenged the notion that stability must come at the expense of progress. He argued that embracing new business models and leveraging modern technologies were essential if America was to lead the world in the 21st century. As the debate intensified, the discussion veered toward the role of government in supporting technological progress. Trump argued that government involvement should be minimal, citing the success of a free market economy that has long been a cornerstone of American prosperity. Excessive government intervention tends to stifle creativity and distort market dynamics, he said, his tone resolute and measured. In his view, too much regulation could hinder the natural evolution of business and lead to inefficiencies. Evan, in stark contrast, advocated for a proactive government role. Government can serve as a catalyst for innovation, he insisted, by providing targeted support for research and development, offering tax incentives for emerging industries, and forging strategic partnerships with private companies. His vision was one where public and private sectors worked in tandem to create a fertile ground for technological breakthroughs. He cited examples of successful public-private initiatives that had propelled other nations into technological leadership, arguing that America should not be left behind in the race for innovation. The conversation escalated further when both leaders addressed issues of national security and digital resilience. Trump stressed the importance of maintaining a strong military presence and safeguarding traditional defense mechanisms. Our nation's security depends on proven, robust military capabilities, he insisted, evoking images of historical conflicts and steadfast military strategies. For him, ensuring the safety of American citizens required unwavering commitment to conventional defense methods. Evan, however, highlighted the transformative potential of technology in redefining national security. Cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and advanced data analytics are not mere buzzwords, they represent the future of defense, he argued passionately. In today's interconnected world, threats come not just from physical fronts, but from digital arenas as well. We must modernize our defense infrastructure to include cutting-edge technology that can anticipate and neutralize these risks. His perspective resonated with a group of advisors who recognized that future warfare and security challenges would be fought in virtual as well as physical domains. The clash of perspectives reached its peak when Trump challenged the very foundation of Evan's proposals. Bold experiments are fine in theory, but they can lead to catastrophic failures if not managed properly, he warned. The risks involved in rapidly overhauling our economic and security systems are enormous. In response, Evan countered that inaction was equally dangerous. If we cling too tightly to the old ways, we risk stagnation, he retorted. Innovation inherently carries risk, but calculated risks are the very lifeblood of progress. Amid the heated exchanges, a moment of clarity emerged as both leaders recognized that the debate itself was a necessary precursor to finding common ground. They paused to reflect on the shared challenges facing the nation, issues like infrastructure decay, a rapidly shifting global economic landscape, and the urgent need to integrate technology into every facet of government and industry. In that pause, it became apparent that the seemingly irreconcilable differences might actually complement one another. The stability provided by established methods could serve as a safety net, while the dynamism of innovative approaches could drive future growth. Drawing on this realization, both men began to explore the possibility of compromise. Evan proposed the creation of a collaborative fund that would bring together private investment and government subsidies specifically earmarked for technological innovation. Imagine a system where we use rigorous oversight to safeguard investments while also allowing for the agile, forward-thinking projects that can transform our industries, he explained. Trump, after careful consideration, acknowledged that such a plan could potentially mitigate the risks he had so vehemently warned about, provided that strict controls were in place. The debate then shifted toward designing mechanisms for transparent financial management, a critical element that would underpin any joint venture. Both leaders agreed that an independent oversight committee, comprising experts from finance, technology, and government, could ensure that funds were allocated efficiently and responsibly. This proposal marked a turning point in the discussion, as it signaled a willingness to blend the rigorous accountability of traditional business with the flexible, responsive strategies championed by innovators. As the session wore on, the intensity of the debate gradually gave way to a more reflective dialogue. The once adversarial tone softened as both Trump and Evan began to see the potential benefits of a united strategy. They spent the remainder of the meeting sketching out preliminary frameworks for what would later be known as the Innovation Growth Initiative, a project designed to bridge the gap between conventional economic policies and modern technological imperatives. In these final exchanges, the room transformed into a crucible for creative problem-solving, where each contentious point was re-examined in the light of mutual respect and the overarching goal of national advancement. In the end, Chapter 3 became a testament to the fact that even the most divergent visions can converge when driven by a shared commitment to the country's future. Through vigorous debate and the willingness to reconsider long-held beliefs, both leaders took the first concrete steps toward building a balanced strategy that honored America's storied past while embracing the promise of tomorrow. After the intense exchanges of ideas and the heated debates of the previous session, a breakthrough emerged, a shared understanding that the challenges facing America required not just talk, but decisive action. In a smaller breakout room adjacent to the main conference hall, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, along with their respective advisors and financial experts, began to transform their discussions into a concrete plan. This was the moment when words began to give way to action, and the seeds of a historic partnership were sown. The centerpiece of their discussion was the creation of what they tentatively named the Innovation Growth Initiative. This project was envisioned as a comprehensive platform designed to revitalize key sectors of the American economy through a unique blend of proven fiscal strategies and cutting-edge technology. Trump, ever the advocate for stability, emphasized that any such project needed to be built on a solid foundation of financial oversight and risk management. We must ensure that every dollar invested is accounted for and that there are stringent controls in place to prevent financial missteps, he insisted. His experience in managing large-scale business ventures lent his arguments a sense of gravity and urgency. Evan, reflecting the ethos of a new generation, championed the idea of agility and rapid adaptation. He argued that the modern economic landscape demanded not only careful planning but also the flexibility to pivot quickly in response to emerging opportunities and unforeseen challenges. Innovation is not a static process, he explained. We need a system that can analyze real-time data, adjust investment priorities on the fly, and scale successful projects rapidly. His vision was one where digital tools and advanced analytics would serve as the backbone of decision-making, ensuring that the initiative remained responsive and dynamic. Together, they began to outline the key components of the initiative. The plan called for a joint fund that would pool resources from both private investors and government sources. This fund was intended to serve as the financial engine behind a series of pilot projects aimed at modernizing America's infrastructure, boosting technological research, and creating an ecosystem that supported emerging startups. Detailed discussions ensued regarding the structure of the fund, with proposals for a multi-tiered financing system that would allocate initial seed capital to the most promising ventures, followed by phased investments based on measurable milestones and rigorous performance assessments. Central to the development of the project was the establishment of an independent oversight committee. Trump was adamant that transparency and accountability must be at the core of the initiative. He proposed a panel comprising financial auditors, industry veterans, and government regulators whose sole responsibility would be to monitor the flow of funds and evaluate the performance of each project. If we are to succeed, every transaction must be scrutinized to ensure that our investments are both secure and impactful, he asserted. In response, Evan introduced the idea of incorporating advanced data analytics and blockchain technology into the oversight process. By leveraging modern tools, we can create an unbreakable chain of accountability, he noted. This will not only boost investor confidence, but also ensure that our progress is transparent and measurable. As the meeting progressed, both leaders delved into the operational details. They mapped out a phased timeline for the initiative. The first 6 months would focus on launching a series of pilot projects in key sectors such as transportation, energy, and digital infrastructure. Subsequent phases would involve scaling successful projects, with each stage subject to rigorous evaluation. There was also significant discussion about the role of education and workforce development. Recognizing that long-term success depended on human capital, they proposed partnerships with leading American universities and technical institutes. These collaborations were envisioned to foster a new generation of engineers, data scientists, and innovators who would be trained to operate in an increasingly digital economy. The room buzzed with creative energy as teams from both sides contributed their expertise. Detailed schematics of potential projects were drawn up on digital boards, and preliminary financial models were discussed at length. Every aspect of the initiative, from the legal frameworks governing the fund to the technical protocols for real-time monitoring, was dissected and debated. While Trump's focus remained on ensuring fiscal responsibility and mitigating risk, Evan pushed for the incorporation of disruptive technologies that could radically alter traditional business models. In this intense but productive environment, the partnership began to take shape as a synthesis of experience and innovation. By the end of the session, the blueprint for the Innovation Growth Initiative had taken on a tangible form. Both Trump and Evan expressed a cautious optimism about the project's potential to not only modernize key American industries, but also set a precedent for future public-private collaborations. "We are building something that could redefine how our nation invests in its future," Trump remarked, his tone a blend of resolve and cautious hope. Evan added, "This initiative is more than an economic project. It's a vision for a resilient, innovative America, where tradition and technology work hand in hand." In that decisive moment, what had once been a contentious debate transformed into a cooperative effort that promised to bridge the gap between established practices and futuristic innovation. The birth of this partnership was not merely a business deal, it was a commitment to reimagining the American economic landscape in a way that harnessed the strengths of both generations. The foundations laid in that room signaled the start of a journey that would challenge old paradigms and usher in a new era of progress. With the Innovation Growth Initiative set in motion, the final phase of the dialogue focused on the long-term vision for the project and its potential impact on America. In a follow-up session held in a more intimate setting, a modern boardroom overlooking the cityscape of Washington, D.C., Donald Trump and Elon Musk, together with key advisors from the Oversight Committee, crafted a comprehensive strategy that aimed to transform the nation's economic and technological landscape. This concluding chapter captured the essence of a bold vision that melded decades of proven leadership with forward-thinking innovation. At the heart of the discussion was a shared conviction that America's future depended on its ability to adapt to an increasingly digital and interconnected world. Both leaders agreed that the success of the initiative would hinge on prioritizing the modernization of critical infrastructure, fostering technological advancements, and investing in education and research. Trump reiterated his belief that incremental progress, grounded in stability and accountability, was essential. Our nation's strength has always rested on solid foundations, he stated. By modernizing our infrastructure gradually and ensuring that every step is carefully monitored, we can create a legacy of resilience and prosperity. His remarks were peppered with references to past economic recoveries and strategic investments that had once revitalized American industry. Evan, ever the proponent of transformative change, painted a picture of a future where radical innovation propelled the nation to new heights. Imagine an America where our transportation systems are not only efficient but also intelligent, where every road, bridge, and rail network is integrated with advanced sensors and real-time analytics, he envisioned. This is not science fiction. It is a tangible goal we can achieve by merging the discipline of traditional management with the agility of modern technology. His ideas extended beyond infrastructure. He spoke passionately about the potential for breakthroughs in renewable energy, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence to redefine industries and generate new economic opportunities on a global scale. The vision for the future was further elaborated through a series of pilot programs, each designed to address specific national challenges. One ambitious project involved overhauling the country's transportation network by incorporating smart traffic management systems. These systems, powered by the latest in data analytics and sensor technology, were projected to reduce congestion, improve road safety, and lower carbon emissions, demonstrating how technological integration could enhance everyday life. Another pilot focused on energy innovation, aiming to create sustainable power grids that could seamlessly integrate renewable sources with existing infrastructure. Both projects were presented as models that, if successful, could serve as templates for nationwide reform. Recognizing that lasting change required a well-educated workforce, both leaders also prioritized educational reform. They proposed the launch of specialized training programs in collaboration with prestigious American universities and technical schools. These programs were intended to equip young professionals with the skills needed to thrive in an era defined by rapid technological change. Investing in our human capital is as crucial as investing in technology, Trump noted. By preparing our next generation for the challenges of tomorrow, we ensure that America remains at the forefront of innovation and competitiveness. Evan added that such initiatives would not only foster individual growth but also cultivate a broader culture of innovation, driving systemic change across all sectors of the economy. The discussion then turned to the broader national implications of the Innovation Growth Initiative. Both Trump and Evan expressed a shared hope that the project would serve as a catalyst for economic revitalization across the country. They envisioned a future where cities and rural communities alike would benefit from improved infrastructure, job creation, and enhanced quality of life. Our initiative isn't just about technology, it's about building a better America, Trump declared. By creating jobs, stimulating local economies, and reinforcing our global competitiveness, we are laying the groundwork for a more prosperous future. Evan concurred, emphasizing that the initiative could also position the United States as a leader in the emerging global economy of the 21st century. To ensure that this ambitious vision was realized, both leaders stressed the importance of transparency and ongoing evaluation. The Oversight Committee would publish regular reports, detailing the progress of each project and providing stakeholders with real-time insights into performance metrics. This commitment to openness was seen as essential for maintaining public trust and securing continuous investment from both private and public sectors. In the final moments of the session, a sense of unity prevailed. The partnership, once forged in the crucible of debate and compromise, now stood as a symbol of what American ingenuity and determination could achieve when guided by a clear, shared vision. As Trump and Evan shook hands one last time, Their expressions conveyed a mutual understanding that their collaboration represented more than just an economic experiment, it was a blueprint for America's future. Thus, the fifth chapter concluded the dialogue with a resounding declaration of intent to combine the best of traditional leadership with innovative strategies and to create a resilient, forward-looking America. In this vision, the legacy of past achievements would harmoniously merge with the promise of tomorrow, ensuring that the nation remained a beacon of progress and opportunity for generations to come.